What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Downtime with Downstar. I'm Frank Downstar, here with my beautiful wife.
I'm pretty much your co-host.
I wish. I wish you would do it with me all the time. It's just scheduling doesn't.
Yeah.
I want to have you on a lot because I want
I'm your best guest, obviously.
If you guys are just listening, Kid Ash is in the building. And if you guys are watching via YouTube, this is my beautiful wife right here, Kid Ash. I'm super stoked to be recording this.
Do you want a piece?
No, thank you, baby.
It's spicy, huh?
I know. It's good, though.
It is.
Shout out to my pops. He made me, it's probably, at least 5 pounds.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
A lot of, if you guys can see it.
Look at all this, like, the seeds at
peppers.
The bottom.
You gotta shake it up. But he made me about, I would say at least 5 pounds, maybe even more of jerky for
I think
Christmas.
It's more because remember what's his name made 5 pounds?
Oh yeah. And
it
this
was 5 pounds.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And this was more. The jerky's good.
Oof,
but,
my mouth is already watering because I know it's gonna be hella spicy.
Shout out to the YouTube viewership. Like I was saying, I'm super stoked to start recording these and getting the studio all set up. It's almost 100% set up. The only thing we're waiting for on Monday is we got those lights.
Yeah.
So
right now, what are you using, babe?
Your ring light, or when you do your makeup. But the light that we did get is like those boxy kind,
like
like the studio ones, the ones that they use, and those come with 4 light bulbs each one. So that shit is gonna be on. But I'm excited. Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming, baby.
Thanks for grabbing me from upstairs to be on.
I did a podcast the other day. I haven't uploaded the video, but I think I'm gonna upload it tomorrow. I just don't want to slow down Christian's Wi-Fi because he keeps screaming. It's like, it's real laggy right now.
He's scary, huh? Mm-hmm. He's dad. Oh shit.
But what was I just saying?
I was gonna tell you something. We only went to the mall today. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, baby.
He's like.
So welcome to Downtime Downstar, episode 32. Let's go.
We were at the mall and we went to Victoria's Secret, and I was like shopping for a bra, and he goes, I was like, because they have drawers of different sizes and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, these are the bras that Erica Costell wears."
Shut up.
I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah. Jake Paul was shopping for." He's funny. He's super funny. And then and I went to the fitting room to try something on, and I was like, "Oh, I need to get a different size." So we go back. He's like, "Why don't you get the one that Erica Costell wears?" I'm like, enough about her. Then we seen some kids that go to his school. He's like, "Oh, I know them." He's like, "Watch this." He's like, "What's up?"
Shut up.
I swear.
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my god.
Nerd.
And they were like, hey Christian.
That's funny because he never wants to do that.
He's getting better because
is he?
At soccer today, someone scored. And after when he ran back, he was like, and then at the end, he's like, good job.
Good. Because I told him that time, like, dude, you gotta be the leader. You gotta be the one that's pumping people up and telling them, come on, let's go. Like, you have to think of yourself as the best on the team and as the leader. And then everybody else will start thinking it, Yeah. But you have to take on that role.
He's the only one that played the whole game.
Really?
Yeah.
He's kicking ass, man.
He is.
He's doing good. Shout out to C2.
I have to dust off some of the.
I know I know all over right here, the podcast area. There's dust everywhere.
Jerky dust.
Shout out to my dad though. But baby, we're about 4 days away.
For what? Oh my god. 4 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and
Wednesday.
Damn.
What do you think?
I'm excited. It's just I get nervous to leave Christian.
Oh, he'll be fine, baby. I know. Yeah. As long as we make sure that all the big stuff's taken care of, like where he needs to be traveling and going to school and things like that. But it's good that Jesse and Angelina are going to be helping out a lot.
Yeah.
And then
I just get nervous sometimes too. Like someone like he has a tournament far away. It's like almost 2 hours away. I don't not saying that I don't trust other people, but like I can't protect my kid if I'm not there.
Yeah.
So I get like kind of
Yeah, no, it's only
worried, you know?
natural. It's
Yeah.
only a natural thing to be away, you know?
Like other parents driving my kid, like, you know, or like, I don't know, the world is a crazy ass place.
It
Like I get
is.
scared, you
It
know?
definitely is. I think that he's just really prepared for it though. And he knows when he's supposed to, or when it's a good situation and not
Hmm.
that like traveling and stuff that's under
No.
his control,
But even
you know.
driving, like another parent driving my kid, like I get so
Yeah.
I'm just like a, you know, I'm just
No,
like
understandable. Because I don't think, wait, have we
what?
been gone before?
For a tournament? Yes.
Yeah.
He had a Bakersfield tournament and I don't know, maybe Chelsea Laura took him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because we were at a show, but we weren't far away. We were at a show like
Oh, yeah.
here and
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be the furthest that we've been. Well, except when we went to Mex, though. So we did go to
yeah.
Mexico, and we
But
were gone for pretty much the same amount of time too.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he'll be fine, and we're gonna get him some pretty rad stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. He said he wants some that shit taught. Some authentic Japanese candy.
Oh shit, that's what they have.
And then I
They
was
definitely
thinking
do have
of
that.
because Tara was like, "Oh yeah, bring back like all those Kit Kats, like the matcha ones." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I
The
will." I'm like,
Twix,
Kit
Kit Kat.
Kat.
I'm sorry.
I said
You're
Kit
right.
Kat.
I'm getting
Who's
old, babe.
been, me or you?
You.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, bring that." And I told her the story about how when you brought a bunch of stuff back and you left it on the plane.
Shit, I totally forgot about that. Was it last year?
Yeah.
I think it was last year. So when we go, we usually don't buy a candy or anything like that until we get to the airport. Because
Really? I feel like it would be more expensive at the airport.
no, because they have like the duty free areas where it's like tax free, and there's so many shops that you can get stuff from. So, and that stuff is really cheap. It's just like candy here, so it's not like you're gonna save a lot, you know?
Uh-huh.
And you don't have to carry it around or anything.
But remember
Just
when we
when
went to Hawaii and I wanted those nuts and they were like $6 at the store, and then we went to the airport, they were like 12.
Yeah, but it's a lot different over there. So, I ended up getting a bunch of candy, and I think I got some other stuff too. I'm not mistaken because I'm pretty sure I lost some other stuff.
Wow.
But we had to take that's what it was. We had to take like a train to the airport, like a subway kind of train, and we put our bags up top, and I put the candy bag up top,
Do we have to do that?
and then I'm pretty sure. To be honest, I don't remember how we got from the airport to the hotel. I don't really even remember that. Pretty much what I did was just look at Ryan and say, "Hey, Ryan, where do we go?"
Dad Ryan?
No,
Little Ryan?
little Ryan, yeah. Pretty much both of us. That's all we were doing was having Ryan
Why?
direct.
He's
Just
small.
because he's been there a lot of times
Oh,
already, so
okay.
he knows what to do.
Well, this will be your what, fourth time?
Third time.
Third?
Time. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Because I missed one year. I missed the year before last,
Mm.
so I didn't go then. But it's kind of nice to go to a trip, and it's just like you don't have anything that you really need to do.
I feel the opposite. I feel like you guys have a lot to do, and I'm like, I don't.
Really?
Yeah, because you guys do all this car stuff, and like it's cool, but like I'm not into cars at
Well,
all.
the car stuff that we have to do is auto salon, and
Right.
it's 2 days. So one day is pretty much it's not even a whole day. You will probably get there maybe at like, I don't know, 10, 11 to like 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even as big as SEMA. It's big, but it's not as big. So you can walk the whole thing in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Plus this day that we go is it's like a media day or kind of like a VIP day. So not that many people there. So when I vlogged last time, I was able to get all the shots that I wanted and walk around and check out everything.
I'm gonna take my camera.
Hell yeah. And then the next day, we just went back again and we're like, okay, cool, let's just split up and let's go hit whatever we're gonna hit, and then we'll meet back here at lunch. And I think we left kind of early, to be honest, because it's a lot busier then, and you already seen everything from the day before. So you just go around and say, "Oh, I want to check that out."
But I like SEMA because we run into like people we know. That's the only reason I like SEMA is because I like seeing like people.
Yeah. Even here, we'll be able to run into people like from the States. Not as many people.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be I mean, like in the Honda side, there's gonna be a few guys that we'll be able to recognize and stuff. And usually with them, we'll just go eat, have lunch, or have dinner or something like that. But all the groups, they just do their own things. And then we'll just last year we all met at the RWB. They had that like Porsche meet. Remember I was telling you with the Hard Rock kind of shit?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a lot of car stuff.
Yeah, but it's only for those few couple days.
Yeah.
After that, even Spoon's having a party too, like that rave thing that they did last year. They're doing like the same kind of thing. So you go to Spoon and they're the upstairs is where they have like all the famous Spoon cars, and then they have like a DJ and food and things like that. It's kind of.
What do you drink there? Like, what if you like wine? What do you drink? Sake? I've only had sake once, and it was like warm, and I was like.
I'm pretty sure that's how sake is.
No, it's cold and warm.
Oh, really?
You get it cold or warm.
Oh, shit.
And the people I was with got it warm, and it was like hot vodka. Yeah, I was like,
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But also another thing I was thinking is what did you get my ticket? Ashley Narvaez Garcia? Because my passport is still Goulet Narvaez. I just thought of that today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
But I do have my ID. It's the real ID. I don't know if I could use that to travel. Because that's like a thing now, remember? Mine's the real ID.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have a problem. Because, yeah. No, you should be fine. Yeah, no, you should be fine. It's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not like my name is Francisco Javier Garcia.
I know, especially coming from Mex. Like, when we come from Mex, I'm always scared.
Here, babe, I got saved
this for you. They're gonna fuck with me. Thank you, mama.
It's too spicy, babe.
But yeah, Japan is gonna be fucking sick. Walking around, you're gonna trip out.
It's gonna be cold, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, we saw the weather. It's not gonna be super cold.
Yeah.
I mean, it even gets that cold here sometimes. You know.
Right, recently, as long as it's not like windy and like rainy.
No, it'll be fine. Plus, in that area, there's a lot of building. It's just like New York, so you don't feel the wind or anything. It is cold, but if you have a jacket, you'll be straight.
Yeah,
like, it's not gonna be enough where you need to have those earmuff joints and things like that.
That was Chicago. We were so
I don't think
cold.
it's not even gonna be that cold. Last year we lucked out. Last year it was really nice.
Yeah.
But the year before it did snow.
I know, I remember. That's the year I got you that diamond jacket.
Yeah, I wore that jacket every single day.
Really?
Every day I was wearing that jacket.
Yeah.
It was like my uniform. And it came in so handy.
Wow.
Right here, I had my my change in there. Because when you exchange the yen, the smallest bill that they have is like 1,000 yen, which is like $10. So anything under that, $5 and below, is coins. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't even never deal with change. Ever. I don't really even deal with cash, you know? But
spicy.
But yeah, that's one thing that you should get. Maybe if you could get it before then. But if not, we'll get it there. It's like a little coin purse.
Oh, I have my watermelon one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You take that.
Okay, this is a little hard to take out. Carla.
Shout out to Carlo. You got it?
Yeah.
The little chancla. The little chancla for your glass.
She's funny.
How's that wine?
It's good.
Yeah.
Shout out to TJ.
Shout out to Talvin. That's crazy. I wonder how he even knew like that brand.
I know. Justin is the brand that I drink the white wine.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he went through your pictures and saw like a Justin brand one and then just got the most expensive one or something.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
Shout out to TJ. I've been trying to get him back over here.
Did you guys do a podcast?
We recorded it, not on video, because that was before I got the camera.
Did you upload it?
No. Because we were just talking, and I really wanted to record it just to document it, but I didn't want to put it out there because we were talking about some stuff that, first of all, we're talking about stuff that pretty much nobody's even going to care about,
Yeah.
you know? And then we're talking about other things like life things and stuff that I don't want to even put out there. Not anything bad, you know? It's just like,
Yeah.
it would take a lot of editing. But I'm super stoked for Japan. I'm super stoked to even show you Japan, like what it all has to offer. You're gonna love it so much, especially how much I know that you trip out on like different cultures and
Uh-huh.
stuff. You're gonna see people walking around like if they were here in Hollywood, they would be in their flossy dickies. But these people are walking around in like Balenciagas and they're all
Uh-huh.
dirty and shit because that's just their clothes. That's just what they wear
Yeah.
and off white and every like
The fashion out there is really
the
cool.
fashion is nuts over
Mhm.
there. And too, when we went to last year, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sunday afternoon, or it was Monday morning. I'm pretty sure it was Sunday afternoon that we left to Osaka because we didn't go to auto salon on the third day, which is
Mhm.
Sunday. We went back to Osaka.
Mhm.
So from Sunday to Thursday, because I think, or Wednesday. Either way, I think it was Wednesday, but still, 4 or 3 days,
Mhm.
we weren't even in Tokyo. So there was a lot of stuff that we really didn't get to do. Because the first time that I went, it was just me and Ryan. So we kind of saw a
Oh
lot of
yeah, you guys
Tokyo.
stayed
But
together,
yeah,
right?
but it wasn't, we didn't get to see enough. I just knew that there was a lot more that I didn't get to see. And then we went with Ryan from IBOC. He didn't get to see that much of Tokyo either.
Last year?
Last year.
Last year was his first year?
Yeah, that was his first year. Plus, you have to think. So we were at the show. After that, we would go to dinner, and then we would go to the meet or something like that. And then the next day, we went to the show, and then we went to the meet,
Yeah.
the spoon one, and then like we only got to squeeze in a little time of
That's what
Tokyo.
I'm worried about.
Yeah, no, because we're gonna stay there the whole time.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
even
because you guys
because
went
we
to
went to
Osaka. That's
Osaka.
right.
So even this, well, I'm pretty sure we're not going to go to Auto Salon on Sunday. There's really like no reason to go, and that I think it's open. It's open to more people or
Like
something, or it's
SEMA.
like yeah, or it's like a school day or school's free, like kids are free
Something
or
like that.
something. But it's just way too many people.
Oh.
And it's like it's not going to be fun because imagine going to SEMA every single day, and then going on the last day when you don't even need your pass or whatever. It's
Isn't
like
that how it is on
I'm
Fridays?
pretty sure it is. I'm like, what the
But
fuck?
we only go for the rollout anyways.
Yeah. So damn, when we were at SEMA, I had a dream that I woke up and we just missed like the whole day.
I remember.
I was like
the first day.
yeah, I was like, fuck, man. I even remember in my dream, I just felt so guilty and so disappointed in myself. Like,
that's because you sleep till late all the time.
we stay out late.
I know.
We don't go to sleep in SEMA until like fucking 3 a.m.
But still, we go to sleep at 3 a.m. and I'm awake like at 8.
And I'm like, go back to bed, babe. I don't wake up till like at least 11:30 or 12.
Ugh, I know. I wish you woke up earlier.
I know. But in Japan, we can do whatever. Like, I don't really want to be sleeping in. You know, SEMA, it's like, I've seen it, Vegas, and
I don't want to sleep in, but I definitely don't want to wake up to where I had like 3 hours of sleep.
no.
You know?
Oh, hell no.
I need at least 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's gonna be super dope. And there's places too that like department stores,
Mhm.
they're vertical. So you're talking maybe like 5, 6, 7 stories
That's how Chicago,
of
the
stores.
Macy's. Remember?
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
you?
yeah.
7 stories.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be so cool. And then you go to the next floor and you're like, what the hell is this shit?
Yeah.
But it's gonna be cool, baby. I'm super excited. Probably the only thing that's a bummer is going to be the plane
Ugh,
ride.
I know. I hate flying.
So plane ride number 1 and number 2 is the day that we come back is gonna be fucking rough because we're gonna leave there about 5 p.m. So that's pretty much a full day that we're gonna spend in Japan. You know, you wake up
when we leave,
it's gonna be like 5 p.m. and then when we get back, it's gonna be like 10:30 or so a.m. the same day.
we're literally gonna sleep the whole day.
No, you can't. You have. That's
Oh,
what.
shit.
That's what I did. I had to stay up until about 8 or 9 o'clock because then that fucks up all your schedule.
So I'm off. So we get back the 16th.
Yes.
And then I'm off the 17th.
Nice.
And I'm supposed to go back to work the 18th, but that's a Friday, so I would go back for one day. I would think I'm gonna just say like.
If you don't go back, yeah, that's cool. I mean, you could sleep when we get home, but your schedule is gonna be kind of fucked up.
I would like to pick up Christian.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah, we could pick him up.
Maybe we could even get him early.
We could get him out of school. Your mom's in the hospital. Click. Your mom's in the hospital.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah, we'll get him, and well, I'll probably sleep at the same time because his bedtime is 9:00.
Yeah,
we're gonna be dying by that time.
I hope that I fall asleep on the plane. Yeah, but
the seats are a lot nicer too. There's a little more room and stuff.
I think I'm gonna buy the full season of Queen of the South. It's like 20 episodes.
Really?
Just watch. It's $30.
The new season or what?
Yes, I've been waiting on Netflix, but it doesn't come out till like July. And
oh, no shit.
I can't wait any longer. I want to see it so
That'll
bad.
be a good value.
I've already watched the full second season again. Like,
oh, really?
I watched it once and I rewatched.
Damn, you're hella into that shit.
I know. I like Jane the Virgin.
That show's good though. Ronelio. That show's good. What was that other show that you were just watching? You?
Mm-hmm.
So what's up with that show? It was just one season?
Yeah, so far.
So
supposedly there's a second season because the girl. Well, if anyone hasn't seen it,
don't spoil it
I don't
for anybody.
Spoil it,
but how'd you even hear about it?
Tara. She's like, bitch, watch this show. Whatever. She's like, it's about a stalker. She's like, you'll love it. And I was like, because he did all that crazy shit. Yeah. I was like, I told her the next day, I'm like, low key though, like, he's not that bad of a guy. She's like, I was thinking the same. Like, that's a man.
Killer?
He killed people because he loved her so much. She's like, that's a man.
That's how they used to do it back in the day, babe. You'd have to have a duel.
We love us some psychos.
I'll definitely kill somebody for you.
You would?
Right now. Off rip. If they cut you off on the freeway or something, just get there on their license plate and that's it.
I have pictures on my phone of people's license plates.
I'll be like Liam Neeson.
Who's that?
Fucking
Meeson.
Taken.
Isn't it Meeson? Liam Neeson?
I don't know what his name is. Oh. But he's forever the Taken guy. Whatever
he's
movie
good.
he
I
does,
like him.
Whatever movie he does, he's gonna be the Taken dude.
So,
random. Big Ryan texted me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, so what snacks do you want for Japan?" Because last time we went, that fool busted open his backpack and pulled out mad snacks from his backpack.
Good idea. I was thinking of the same because
you definitely should.
Because one, you say the portions are really small, and two, I don't like seafood. So. Yeah.
One thing that you're gonna want to try there too is the little sandwiches. They're pretty good. Do you like egg sandwiches?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been married. We've been together for 7 years, and you don't even.
You never make egg sandwiches.
But it's so weird to be like. Do you like the color purple?
Yes.
You know, like that's kind of like a weird.
But egg sandwiches isn't something that everybody has.
But we've been together long enough.
We never fucking had egg sandwiches.
Anyways.
Don't start a beef right now on pod.
Yeah, we have had egg sandwiches with like bacon and stuff in them.
No, this is like...
Only egg?
Egg and like mayo.
My dad used to make me egg sandwiches literally every day.
No shit.
I loved egg sandwiches. And I had I was in elementary school and I had a Barbie lunch pail and this girl used to make fun of me.
Why?
I don't know.
What kind of bitch doesn't like Barbie?
I know. I was like, but I didn't get rid of it because my dad bought it for me. I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. Yeah. So random. I said this on the other podcast, but I posted a picture of someone's car, and they said something about the car, and I'm like, well, the owner likes it. Like, what?
It was someone else's car?
Yeah, it was someone else's car.
So
but it's just like, okay, if you don't like it, like, that's cool. This is my shit. This is my hat. This is what I decided to wear today.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, I don't turn you on. Like, I think it's so weird when I see dudes like comment some shit about a guy's looks. Like, I don't give a shit what a dude looks like.
Yeah.
And I'll say a dude looks handsome if he looks handsome or something, but I'm not gonna say like, you're ugly, dude. Like,
Someone said that?
no, but I'm just they do shit like that, and I'm like, what does it matter if
or
I'm?
how about when they think you're fat?
Yeah, people will clown me and they'll just say like, "Shut up, fat ass," and I'm like, okay.
But you weigh like 20 pounds more than me.
I think when we were at your mom's house, I weighed myself. I was like 160.
I'm 130.
Damn, but you got the guns going, babe, and you got the dumper too.
I can't believe I'm 130.
You're kicking ass though. It's the it's
you know
the
what?
gym.
Ever since I started going to the gym, I'm gaining more weight.
Yeah.
Like not like, well, maybe muscle.
It's the muscle, yeah.
But I feel like also just like maybe it changed my metabolism or something.
No, it's the muscle. It weighs more than the fat. So you're losing muscle or you're losing fat, and it's turning into muscle. So you're not necessarily losing weight. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely not.
Yeah, but it's you can't not gain something from going to the gym 3 or 4 times, you know? And especially since like how you tell me you guys work out and shit, it's something is going to come up from it. And like I said, you have a lot of results showing, and we have old pictures and things like that.
God, I was like a stick. I used
to
to be like 100 pounds.
Remember that time that you got so mad at me?
Oh shit. When you called me a bag of bones?
I called her a bag of bones and she was so mad.
That's because I was a bag of bones, so I got offended.
Yeah, you're not. That's probably the only time I've ever offended you, and that's it.
Well, not really offended. I don't think I was really offended. I think I was just like...
You're just looking for a reason to be mad at me?
I think I was just like, ugh, he's right. I'm so skinny. I don't get offended.
I know you don't.
I don't get offended. I don't know why.
That's good.
Like, okay.
That's good though. That's such a good quality to have, because it's just like nobody can hold you down. Don't let no one. You like that, huh? Get you down.
Okay, so
damn, that's fucked up. But yeah, I'm excited for that. You know what else I'm excited for? Kanye and Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think that's gonna be like? Kanye on Joe Rogan.
I don't know, honestly.
It's gonna be wild.
I'm not sure.
And
I don't know what to expect, because every time I expect something from him, he does like the opposite.
He does a poopity scoopity.
He just surprises me.
Let me see. I'm checking right now if I'm pretty sure he hasn't even uploaded anything this year. Yeah, the last thing that Joe Rogan uploaded was from the end of the year. And he's been posting, like I said, his last few posts are of him and Kanye.
I know, I follow him. So
I'm telling the viewers and the listeners.
Okay.
What's over there? But it's gonna be good. Hopefully. Hopefully it changes shit around.
Well, the Charlemagne one was good.
Yeah, but the thing about that,
I don't really
speak on it.
I don't really like Charlemagne.
Shout out to my boy Charlemagne.
I don't really like him.
Why not?
I just don't like how he, like, the 6ix9ine interviews, like he just like attacks like right away. Like,
there's certain
chill out.
Certain things about him that bother me.
Or he'll, like, someone's talking, like, say you're telling me a story, and then he'll be like, no, you don't. You don't. Yeah, no, you're not. You're not. Like, you don't fucking know. Like, shut up.
And when 6ix9ine was saying the whole King of New York thing, like, he's definitely more influential than Cardi B. Cardi B, she's a superstar.
I think Cardi B is bigger.
You think so?
I do.
I don't know. There was things that Cardi B can do, and she wasn't getting as much, like, recognition for that 6ix9ine was. But a lot of people
don't even know who 6ix9ine is.
That's crazy.
And they know who Cardi B is.
Yeah, that's why I say she's kind of on that different level, like a superstar kind of level. I don't think of her as a hip hop artist.
I feel like the way you become influential to people is just by, like, more people knowing about you, pretty much. Like, because I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, her versus 6ix9ine, that's definitely, it's not something that can be defined. It's like a who do you ask?
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Because even, my friend Mary, she was like, she said something about Cardi B, and then like 6ix9ine came on TV or something. She's like, who is that? Like she doesn't even, like a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know who he is, but they know who she is.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
makes,
you're right.
how can someone, and I don't mean influence like I don't know, I feel like you can influence people to do anything as long as they like know who you, if you're big kind of
I
deal.
guess what
you
I
know
meant
what I
is
mean?
when he drops things and when he comes out and when he does certain stunts or whatever, that's like all over everywhere.
Yeah.
And when she does that, I don't feel it has the same meaning. Yeah, how he had all those hit songs like in a row.
Yeah, but
That's a
I don't think
lot.
a lot of people even listen to him. So they're like, they don't see it as like, oh,
Yeah,
hits,
it's kind of hard. I mean, too, I'm not following Cardi B's career like that. 'Cause first of all, it's kind of, I don't follow really any female artists
Mm-hmm.
like that. You know what I mean? Like even Nicki Minaj, I know she spits. I know she's good, but it's just not. I'm not gonna be following Nicki Minaj and what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody like 6ix9ine, yeah, I'll be
That's
following that.
sexist.
I guess so.
Just kidding.
I guess it could be, but I'm not saying that she doesn't have skill. She definitely has skill, but I think Nicki will bar her to death.
Yeah, Nicki goes hard.
Hell yeah, and she just, I don't know. Cardi still just needs a little more time, but Nicki, she's been on so many songs with like top artists.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not listening to it thinking
even
like
songs you don't know, she just pops up and she's on it.
And it's not like, oh, she's good for a girl. No, she's fucking barring these fools down.
Yeah.
And she's killing it. Shout out to Nicki. But back to Kanye and Joe Rogan. One thing that's going to be good about this interview is Joe doesn't have like a dog in the race at all.
What does that mean?
That means he just knows what the general person would know. He probably knows as much as maybe like my dad or something like that,
Because he's a little off the rocker.
Yeah, you have to think. Yeah, you have to think about it. That Joe, he's I'm pretty sure he's already in his 50s. You know what I mean?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure. If not, late 40s. And he's not into the hip hop culture, and he just knows some stuff every once in a while. But this dude's having like professors and shit like that, Elon Musk and stuff on his show. Like,
really?
if you see a rapper on his show, it's a totally different thing. Like I've seen Kid Cudi on there, but Kid Cudi is fucking like super influential.
Yeah.
In that like underground space,
Yeah.
And Kanye didn't have a platform for him to go on that is going to be just give him a voice. Everywhere else he's going to go, like even with Charlemagne's going to be asking him stuff that he already has an idea about. But Joe's going to be like, hey man, so what's going on? What happened? How is it to be married to Kim Kardashian?
Maybe not. Maybe
I hope
he
so.
knows stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so, because sometimes I'll be listening to the interviews and he'll say some stuff and I'm just like, dude, that is not even correct at all. But he'll just.
But with who? Like who are the guests?
No, he'll say something about like the hip hop culture that's going on.
Oh.
But one thing, his sidekick guy, the guy Jamie, the one who's always looking stuff up for him, and like he'll be like, oh Jamie, pull that up, and he'll pull up the facts on it, or say they're talking about something, Jamie will be pulling it up and he'll put it on the screen behind them so they can see, oh yeah, there, it's right there, or pull that thing up or whatever, and he's like diehard Kanye.
Jamie?
So yeah, that guy Jamie, so he's definitely gonna be stoked on that. But I'm excited. I really hope it's not gonna be any nonsense, like any clickbait bullshit, like Birdman shit, like you just get in there.
Bird Box?
I'm gonna put that on the docket.
I forgot about Birdman's Bird Box.
I'm fucking Bird Box.
I thought you were saying Bird Box because of the hype. Everyone's talking about it. Oh yeah, Birdman. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It could be that too. Fucking Bird Box. Everybody thought it was gonna be a good one. Bird Box was a good movie. I was just harsh on it because I'm like, dude, How are you gonna do all this shit? Like this movie's so tight, and then you just let it unravel.
It's like that movie. I just told Tara just asked me this the end of the world or the remember when we
This
were
is the end?
No, I said the same thing. But no, the movie where it was like something was happening in the world and like the boyfriend and the dad of the girl were and then they're in the car and she's like, have you seen that movie? I'm like, yeah, bitch, don't even waste your time on it. She's like, it looks good. I'm like, it is good till it ends.
That was
the end was literally like
M. Night Shyamalan is out here directing movies under somebody else's name. Because both of those fucking movies were Shyamalan movies. I swear to God. It's like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, like that's it.
The
like,
trailer looks so tight.
But it was good. The movie was good until the end. You're like waiting, and then you think it's a pause, and it starts with the credits. I'm like, what?
And you're like,
fuck?
oh shit! They finally got out of the volcano or the tidal wave or whatever, and then it's just like directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Like,
and then
what the fuck?
She comes in the next day. She's like, oh my God, you were so right.
She
I'm like,
watched
I told you. She watched. She's like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pinche idiota.
I know.
Like, only she watched it.
Yeah. I was
But yeah, I always say M. Night Shyamalan because he always...
I don't even know who that is.
He's the one who directed The Sixth Sense, which is an amazing movie. And he also did...
I don't even think I've ever seen The Sixth Sense.
Really?
Maybe, but I don't remember.
It's really good. And it's sad because that movie was from like years ago, and that was kind of the highlight of his career. Let me actually pull up his IMDb real quick. I want to go over some movies because he was like a good director, and then shit just started falling apart. Falling apart. There he is, M. Night Shyamalan. Look at him.
This is him?
Yeah. Does he look like an M. Night Shyamalan?
No. That's not. It's not Shangalong. It's Shyamalan.
I don't think
there's no G.
I don't think it's Shyamalan.
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 Why is there a Y?
Let me see.
I don't know, but there's no G. It's not Shingamalong.
Pull up his movies. So, all of his recent movies, they have like super dope trailers.
2019 Glass. Never heard of it. Hold on.
Glass? No.
The Happening?
Yeah, that's the movie.
2008.
That's one of the movies I'm talking about. The preview from it.
The Sixth Sense is 1999. I was 9. Damn, he's had look 2000 from 2000. Oh no, that's not true. The Village. They're all scary movies.
Let me see. Oh, Signs. Signs was a dope movie.
I never saw any of these.
Lady in the Water was dumb as shit.
Stuart Little. That's the highlight of his
Ratatouille.
Stuart Little. That's it, babe.
Watch, I want to show you something though. Yeah, so Signs, that movie was the same. So that's where it started for me was Signs. You see the preview to it and you're like, "Oh shit, this movie is super dope looking." Let me see trailer. I want to show you the trailer because you see the trailer and you think like, "Wow, this is going to be such a good movie." What just this?
This is Signs?
Yeah.
In the city of Passo Fundo, Brazil. It was sent to the local news bureau there and sent to us via satellite just a few minutes ago. All initial opinions are this is something gonna like scare
No, I'll just show you this real quick.
What the hell?
What the fuck? Oh, they're at a quince or something.
I don't get it. What are the balloons doing?
No, it's not the balloons. Mm-hmm.
I'm scared.
Oh shit, I think that's Joaquin Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's
But
that?
the preview for that movie, like that looks like a good movie, right?
Yeah,
It
it
looks like
does.
something you would want to watch. So you see
Well,
that,
I don't like scary
yeah,
movies,
not scary
but
movies, but you see the preview and you're like, damn, this shit looks so tight.
yeah.
And then you watch the movie, you're like, this is so stupid. And it's usually about, it's like Mama. Remember Mama?
Yeah.
Same shit. It's like the last quarter of the movie. What the hell did you guys do? Why did
I
you just like be
know.
like, yeah, that's good enough, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. I don't even know what the fuck happened. And then Lady in the Water, same shit. Looks so good, and then that happened.
Where did he go wrong?
And then okay, so this is where it all comes around. The Happening is the same shit.
Is that him?
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan, the preview, like the trailer looks so tight. But then when you see it, you're just like, what the fuck happened? You know who the killer is in that one? The Wind. That's why everybody's saying it's like Bird Box. This Bird Box is
It's
the
like
Happening part two, because
Oh.
it's just the wind and like everybody died from something. It was the plants.
Maybe it was airborne or something.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. The plants, the plants were the killers because they were putting out they were pollinating with like poisonous shit or whatever. I don't know how the fuck bees fuck or whatever they were doing, but it caused everybody to die and the plants took over the world. So that's what it was. But it was just like so stupid.
Yeah.
And all of his movies has just been disappointments like that.
Poor
So
guy.
shout out to Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
I can't believe he did Stuart Little though. It makes me kind of want to revisit Stuart Little and see what's popping in
I
that
know. I love Stuart Little.
shit. Was there humans in it or is it just cartoons? Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's just the cartoon.
Yes. I
Got
believe
you.
he's the only one, but there's definitely humans.
So I wouldn't recommend anybody to watch Bird Box.
I'm pretty sure half of the. Oh my god, did you see the tweet that Kim posted? About to watch Bird Box. Has anyone seen it? And then Chrissy Teigen was like, yeah, the whole world, Kim.
I saw that. I was like, "Are you serious?" It's like
She's so
what
dumb.
everybody's been talking about since New Year. Even before that, I think it was like Christmas.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it because it was on the break that I think that's when it came out, or it just started going around social and just people were talking about it. But I remember seeing the preview on Netflix. I seen the preview of it and I was like, "Oh, that looks pretty good," but it wasn't coming out for a few days or whatever.
Everything I was seeing on Instagram, Facebook was like, Bird Box is so good. Oh my god, just watched Bird Box, watching it a second time.
Shut up.
And then I was like, oh, it must be really good. And then you weren't home. And I was like, I should start that because I thought it was a show for some reason. And then I saw the preview. You know how they have the little previews on Netflix?
Yeah.
And I saw it. I'm like, scary. Nah, never mind. Not watching it.
We were watching it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we watched
I mean, what
it.
you watched, those were good parts.
I saw machine. Oh, and then someone
And
was
then
like,
it started getting stupid.
when I saw the rapper in it, I knew this was a stupid ass. Once I saw the rapper in the movie.
Why do they have to put rappers in movies? Don't. Please, if it's not like a gangster, like kill him, shoot him up, or do all kinds of drugs or something, like don't put him in the movie. I don't want to see Machine Gun Kelly in this movie. Even
See your list?
even Halloween.
Uh-huh.
Was it Halloween or was it Friday the 13th where she was like,
Do your
thing.
thing.
It was Michael
cuz.
Myers, I think. It was like, do your thing, cuz.
It was.
What movie was
I
that?
don't remember.
I think it was Friday the 13th. Or Freddy versus Jason, I think it was.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. But even in that one, I think Trey Songz was in it. And
yeah.
Another Halloween, like
he
Busta
was.
Rhymes was in it. I'm like, come on, guys. No.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. But we did have a good break for around from Christmas to New Year's, like when things just started slowing down a little bit. And then it was that weekend we got to go see Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
That was so
That
fun.
was last weekend.
Was it last weekend?
Yeah.
Damn, that seemed like last year.
That was last week. You're so lame. Damn, seemed like last year already.
I had to get one of those off.
When was
babe.
it? December 29th.
Saturday.
Yeah,
December
that was last
29th.
weekend.
Yeah. It was a week ago. from today. That was so fun.
He's so
he's
fucking
so
funny.
hilarious. So we went to see Joey Diaz, and if you guys don't know, Joey Diaz has a podcast, the Church of What's Happening Now, with him and Lee Syatt. That podcast is so funny because that fool, he just rambles on and he'll tell stories about back in the day, and you're like, dude, how the hell did you even live past that?
Yeah,
He
I
tells
always
the
want to sit
wildest
in
shit.
the front to see if they roast us, but we never get in time to sit.
I know
in the front.
we have to get there like at least an hour before. You know, we have to be at the front of the line. I'm like,
an hour? I would say like 30 minutes before the doors open.
Before the doors open, maybe, yeah. But
when we got there, I was like, damn, the line isn't that long. And then we got inside and I was like, fuck, it's
we were
packed.
late. Yeah. We weren't even late.
No, we weren't late.
But they must have just let people in earlier.
Also because Andrew Schultz was dead, but that's because the fire and the shooting happened the same day.
Was it?
Or the next day, the following day.
No way.
Which sucks because it didn't, that kind of gives him like a bad taste. He's probably like,
yeah. I wonder what he thought about it. But we're going to be seeing Andrew Schultz too. We're going to see him February 28th.
Hopefully he remembers us.
I know, that would be cool. And at the Comedy Store in LA. Why you bug me for?
You bug me, babe.
Guys, we are gonna take a quick break right now. So make sure you go get a drink.
Oh, go fill her up for me, babe.
I'm gonna fill this one up. I'm trying to get her a little saucy. Actually, let me have you sign. Let me have you sign right here.
A sex waiver?
No, I need your consent right here. Let me get the consent and we'll be back in 1 second, guys. Right. And we're back from commercial break.
What's your commercial?
I have still the same one. Maybe from this one, I'll have time. I'll get a new commercial cooking, maybe.
You should do. You're listening to Downtime with Downstar.
Oh, let me actually. I added guys. If you're listening, if you know a soundboard app that you could download like on your phone, where you could download sounds, like upload tracks or something.
You're listening to Downtime with Downstar.
You're listening. I want to put that.
You're listening to Downtime with Downstar.
Shout out to my boy Benny.
So he didn't do it good when I walked before?
He did it good, but that's from me recording it off of the computer like this.
No, I mean when remember you guys were like, damn, he did it so good. Oh, before,
yeah. No, he wasn't. He was like a lot more shy. You brought the confidence out in him. He definitely did. He was like ready. He's like, I want to show off to my Thea.
He's a funny little guy.
So before break, we were talking about the comedy show that we went to. We're gonna go see Andrew Schultz February 28th at the Comedy Store, which is tight because I don't think we've ever even been there. What was the other one that we went to?
I thought it was
Laugh Factory.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember there was 2 rooms.
I'm pretty sure
that's when we saw Andrew
Store.
Schultz.
Yeah.
That's when I fell in love with him.
He's funny,
literally.
Huh? Do you listen to his podcast?
Sometimes, but I don't have time. I listen to my one girl that I really, really love, and then if I have time, I listen to you.
That's fucked up, babe. Shout her out.
The bitch Bible, Jackie Schimmel.
Hey.
She's so fucking funny, man.
So after Joey Diaz, we went next door to Copper Blues.
Damn, I got so trashed.
You were saucy. And we met up with...
You know what, though? I don't drink and throw up anymore. I used to be like, I'm getting fucked, and like, fucked up, and then like throw up.
Yeah.
The last time I threw up was at my sister's birthday.
I know.
But that's because we were driving, and that's why. Or else I wouldn't have thrown up.
We were in the M, right?
That's why. That's why I threw up. Because it was like...
Whoa.
That car... And you put like sport mode.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like... Sometimes I think you do it on purpose, and I'm like...
I don't do it on purpose. That's just how I want to drive the car. It's not fun to drive it any other way.
Anyway, what was I gonna say?
You got saucy.
Oh, I did.
And then we saw another fight.
Angeline did too.
People were fighting again at where was it? Copper Blues?
Mm-hmm.
Always fucking fighting right there. I don't know why. I think that's where like the late 20 crowd goes to. Or is there, do you think that a lot of the people are younger there? It seems like I always see a lot of older people there.
Yeah, I feel like it's a staple for Oxnard. So I feel like you see a lot of
All the Oxnard people.
older and young. You know why I love Copper Blues?
Because you don't see nobody?
Because I don't see anyone I know.
I don't want to
That's
see
the
anybody, but I
best.
usually always see somebody.
Yeah.
Every time I go out. Cause
Last time we didn't.
No, we didn't. This time that we went,
Huh?
did we?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think I seen anybody. But I'm always just worried because I used to kick it with a lot of lames. And I'm just worried that like some of those lames are going to be there and like just create a awkward atmosphere because
Who
I just don't even-
cares?
'cause
I
I
would
just
be
don't-
like,
I don't want to see anybody.
yeah.
You know, even people that
I like to see people that I don't like or that don't like me. I like for them to see like
I'm sure they see that I'm happy every single day. You know, all the stuff that we put off is
no, I know, but
it's obvious that we're happy. It's just like that we don't have much time to go out and spend time together and just like enjoy the night. And then I don't want to just see these fucking lames right here, you know?
yeah.
But whatever, fuck them. We didn't see anybody. It was cool because I thought they were gonna close it down after that fight.
So did I.
It was like 11:30, and these
If
dudes
that.
started fighting. I don't know what. Fool's gone wild. I don't know what the fuck they were tripping about, but
yeah.
throwing chairs and shit.
And they turn on the lights and
idiots.
everything. I'm like,
oh, night's over.
and they close early as it is. They close at like 1 a.m.
Oh, do they?
Don't clubs and bars close at like 2?
It's at least 1:30, I thought.
Yeah, they close early and
But it has been a minute since
yeah,
I've been
same.
going out.
But for whatever reason, that night, just like at the bar, seemed really long. I was like, "It's only midnight. Ooh, we still got an
yeah,
hour."
it did actually seem like we were there for a while.
Yeah,
But it was cool.
it was fun.
Just chill right there, listen to music and shit.
It was fun because we had like a good crew with
Mhm.
us. Like we had all of our like crew,
Yeah,
you know,
and then Rudy
except
came.
for Tara and Brad.
Yeah, that would have been good if they would have
She
came.
wasn't feeling good.
No?
She's sick. I mean, she's not still sick, but she was sick.
Oh, okay.
She hasn't
okay.
been going to the gym. She just went back like Thursday or some shit.
Shout out to Tara and Brad. So they ended up fighting. We had a good time, and then we Ubered from there. Oh, and then we were with Jen too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jen. Jen was there. Shout out to
and
Lisa. And Tim. Tim came with Rudy. Shout out to Tim. So we all ended up coming back to the pad, and that was
having
fun.
a house party.
We had a literal house party.
I made like White Castle burgers, frozen burgers, pizza.
We had 2 frozen pizzas. We had the
Yeah.
White Castle burgers, and we were in here chilling, and the girls were upstairs, and then we all were just
Just
No?
me and Angeline.
Oh, that's right.
Everybody was downstairs.
That's right. I was thinking about
last
the last house party that we
last
had.
time was so freaking funny. Me, Angeline's like, I wasn't on the table. I'm
Yeah.
like, bitch, let me show you the receipts. And then she's like, oh.
And she ended up getting a little saucy this time,
little?
too. And
She got hella sauce.
So her and Jesse ended up staying the night. It was cool. We had a really,
They
really
always
good
end
time.
up staying the night.
That shit's dope.
I know.
I love when they come and hang out with us, you know?
Mhm. We have to stay at their house.
I know. So invite us over, guys, to dinner or something. Make some lasagna or something. And let's fucking party.
Why is there so much dust in my wine?
I don't know. It's dusty out here. That was fun.
It was.
We need to go back to more comedy.
I know.
I feel like before we used to go to a lot of comedy.
Is Andrew Schultz sold out? Because I forgot to tell Tara about it.
I don't know if it is now,
It probably is.
but that's a second show.
I know, that's why.
Because the first show, that shit
Sold
sold out
out.
quick.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah, he is. He's killing it, and he's trying to bring back like dirty comedy, like
He does.
edgy
That's what
comedy.
he talks about, like
Yeah,
sex a lot.
those are the things he wants to bring. Not just sex, but it's just opinions that aren't that popular right now, but make a lot of sense. A lot of the shit that he says makes sense, and all the politically correctness that's going on, and the cancel culture, and so much shit that's going on right now that's just like it doesn't make us look good as a society, you know. And just seeing that a tweet from I saw a video today on WorldStar where it says like Drake allegedly kisses a 17-year-old girl on stage, and I'm like, I look at the video and it's from 2010, and I don't know the age difference, how old Drake was or whatever, but he was probably like 20
Yeah.
when that happened. And when you see it like that, allegedly Drake kissing a 7, you don't think like superstar Drake brings like Lucky Fan on stage, and I don't know if he kissed her or not, but it's like, what the I don't know.
Yeah.
He ain't no R. Kelly though.
Oh my god.
He ain't no R. Kelly.
That's crazy.
So I don't know if you guys are living under a rock, but R. Kelly's getting drugged through it, as he should be. Dirty ass old man.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not in jail.
Even you don't remember, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, there was that whole scandal about like he was kidnapping girls, and he was like brainwashing them and shit. And they were saying that he has like a sex cult. This wasn't even that long ago, and it's like, dude, he's 51 right now.
I don't really keep up on R. Kelly, to be honest.
I know, but I probably saw from like
I'm just kidding.
the Shade Room or Baller Alert or something. You know, it always pops something out, and then
they'll ride anything. They'll ride any wave. They'd see something and they're like, eat it up.
All of them are like that, and they're all fucking in cahoots together.
They say that the Shade Room is the worst, like celebrities. So I forget what celebrity it was, but she commented on like a picture or whatever they posted, and she said, "Wow, the Shade Room is so grimy, and so are their followers."
I don't follow the Shade Room anymore.
But that's why I'm the first one to tell you about the death.
You are. Oh yeah, and then I don't follow Baller Alert anymore. I'm like,
I do.
First of all, I'm getting all of this information from all of you guys.
Yeah.
It's at the same exact time.
But I think Shade Room is always first.
Really? Probably. They've been actually blowing up lately. But there's a lot of stuff that really doesn't interest me too. You know, it's a lot. I feel like it's geared a lot towards women. The Shade Room. Because it's like, ooh, sis, you know, spill it, tea, like that kind of stuff.
Sometimes when they say like, oh, LaToya Wright.
Exactly.
I think that's her name. I'm like, who is that?
I'm like, the only way I know of these people. And then we watch like Love and Hip Hop and like, okay. Now
I don't know if she's on Love and Hip Hop, but I've seen that name before. And I was like, who is that? Like someone just had a baby and they put her name and then she's like, with husband, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a rapper or a basketball player, and I see the name, I'm like,
who the fuck are these people?
Don't know who they are.
Exactly.
You know?
It's
they're
like
making people famous.
No, definitely. It's a whole thing. It's a whole business. All of that shit. It's even like I stopped following all of them, but I still follow Academics because he was the one that would post that. But
he's annoying.
Yeah, he would always post stuff that interests me more, more of that like underground kind of hip hop shit. So I gravitated more towards him. But they all do that shit, and it's been bothering me lately. Even Adam 22, I unfollowed No Jumper because I'm like, why are you guys fucking feeding this shit down my throat
on Twitter or
on Instagram? I'm like, why are you guys doing this? I don't care about this rapper. This rapper's no good, and you're feeding this shit you're making this person popular, and it's all because you're making money.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So it's a marketing thing. So what they do is put your phone on the other side, please, baby. They their management gets in contact with all of these guys, Academics or Adam No Jumper or whatever, all of these ones, and they're like, okay, cool, we need you guys to do publicity on this person. Like even like, oh, Trippy Red's ex so and so with her new boyfriend in Fashion Nova.
I think they're all in with Fashion Nova because they'll post like Black China and be like Black China looking cute in her Fashion Nova.
What?
Why?
Why? That's an ad. All that shit is a fucking ad, and they're all paying for it because everybody has a price. And when you get to the point where you have a price, and that's why I'm kind of not fucking with No Jumper anymore, because when you get to that point where you have a price where you're just like reposting this stupid shit, this is not your demographic, you know? So if you want to make your demographic more of like an academics, and academics is already making his demographic like a baller alert, like that's not what interests me anymore. So I'm gonna gear more towards like the Joe Budden shit. And that's why I take what those dudes say as like gospel, because they actually look at things from a different point of view rather than just like gossip, what's gonna get us clicks.
Well, that's what I was like saying yesterday about the girls that like post like ads for makeup, and they're like, oh, you should buy this and that. And then when you said like, oh, that, you know, Chelsea should sell stuff, and I'm like, no, because, you know, she's saying it because she genuinely likes it. She's not getting paid for it. She's just recommending it, and the makeup girls are like, you should buy this. It's so good for your face, like. And then they hashtag ad, like you're getting paid for this. You're not really. I don't know if you're really into this. Like, do you really feel that way? You know?
No, definitely. And when you're definitely right about that. And it's those people that give their honest opinions about things, and they're not going to tell you that something's good because they just got paid for it. It's like I'm following the brand now. I disconnected with you as a person. You know what I mean? That's why I always want to stay like the most genuine myself that I can be, because I want people to fuck with me for me, not for, you know, what I represent or what I can do for them. You know, and it's refreshing when you see people like that. When you see people that'll turn down certain offers from people, even the Super Bowl shit. You know, I could feel either way about it. I don't care about football at all.
Yeah.
You know, everything that's all intertwined right now with the whole race and all that stuff, I won't even comment on it at all. I think everybody should be treated equally, but that goes a lot deeper than just race, you know? It's even like about sexuality and women versus men and things. There's so much shit that's going on right now. And I just think that everybody should just treat each other how they would want to get treated, just the golden rule, and that would fix everything, you know? But even for somebody to turn down the Super Bowl, that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
And even when Kevin Hart, how he turned down the Oscars.
Did he?
He turned down.
I thought that they.
Something changed.
Yeah, but
the last
I think
few
it's
days.
because something happened. Like he said something, and so they were like, nope. I thought that's what it was.
So, real quick on that, it was a tweet that he did.
Yeah.
But he's already apologized for that same tweet, and this tweet was from like 2011 or something like that.
That's right, because then like a bunch of like Amy Schumer, or what's her name? I forget her name. The blonde one? No, not Amy. She has like a show on Netflix. Is it Schumer?
Chelsea Handler.
No.
No?
I'm thinking of the one that has like the blonde hair. She has a show on Netflix, not Chelsea Handler.
Oh, does like political shit?
Yes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I don't
I don't remember her name. Anyways, I think it's Amy Schumer, but she had said something or something, and Nick Cannon came back and was like, well, you said this in 2012 about this. Like, he pulled up receipts. I think it was Nick Cannon. I don't remember exactly who it was, but he pulled up like facts about each one of them that were going in on.
Oh, no way.
But what did Kevin say? I don't even know.
I forget. It wasn't even that bad. I mean, to me, I have a pretty dark sense of humor, so not a lot really offends me.
Should we pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up if you can.
I want to know what it is.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything that I saw that was really bad. But yeah, he turned it down because they were telling him that he had to apologize for that tweet, and he's like, "I'm not gonna apologize." Though, first of all, that was from 2011 or whatever. And second of all, I already apologized for it. I'm not gonna keep going through this shit. You're not gonna hold it over my head like, here, you got to do what I say, you know. And that's principle. And when people have principle like that, that's something admirable that that you would look for somebody that you want to be an influence to you.
I think it was like homophobic or something like that.
So to use your influence just to be like making money off the culture, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, he stepped down. Kevin Hart steps down as Oscars host after criticism over homophobic tweet.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what the tweet is though.
I don't know if I'm doing the best at explaining it because like I don't want to say that they can't make money from it, but it's just, I don't know. It's off-putting, you know?
Yeah.
Even like the Joe Budden podcast, like they never even had ads, and people would clown them for not having ads because like, oh, you could be making this money, but you have too much pride to be doing that. But then they were able to flip it, and now they're exclusively on Spotify, and they're getting paid from Spotify.
Okay, I found what he said. He said, yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, right? Well, no, I don't know.
That's just, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to defend.
Some boys like to play with dolls, doesn't make them gay, but I'm not saying either or.
Yeah, I mean, I
would
sure,
never comment on anything because people will find any reason to attack me.
Yeah, I'm sure there's people that saw that and they weren't happy with the tweet or whatever, or they felt some certain way about it. But I mean, it's comedy. It's not like he's literally gonna do that to his son.
Yeah,
you know, physically abuse his son for playing with dolls. No, he's just making comedy. And that's kind of what I was talking about Andrew Schultz earlier. That's the kind of stuff that it's like, as comedians, we can't even say shit like that anymore.
But what the fuck is with people pulling up tweets from 2012 and 11? That's been happening a lot recently.
So stupid, right?
If someone pulled up one of my Facebook, because I didn't have Twitter then, Facebook statuses from like, I don't know, 2000 whatever, 10 or whatever, they would be like, oh my God. Sometimes when I get like those things that say like memories from whatever, I'm like, oh my God, did I really say that? Like, just in general, like the things that I say, I'm like, ew, I was so annoying. Like,
yeah, I always like to look at those and just see how much that we've progressed.
But I wouldn't even apologize or be like, you know,
I would just ignore it.
Be like, well, I said it. Like, I said it. It might, you know, I'm a different person than I was then. Like,
yeah, so
I don't, you know, like, doesn't make me hate anything, anyone, nothing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't get when people have too much free time.
I think that's what it is.
Digging for issues.
Because even if I wanted to be invested in that stuff, I couldn't because I just don't have any time to devote to that. Something else would be lacking. If I was spending time worrying about that, going back on my tweets, just looking and just being pissed off about it. And everybody knows somebody like that. Everybody knows somebody that's just focused on like stupid shit. I'm like, why the fuck do you guys even do that?
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody cares. I don't give a shit who anybody is or who's the president or who's whatever. Like, I'm going to have to do what I have to do to provide for my family. That's all I know. That's the only thing that I would share with like a caveman. That's all we have to do. We have to survive. So whatever atmosphere it is that we're going to be in, that we're going to be surviving in, that's just what the fuck it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time to devote to worrying about any of that shit that else is going on. Like, you guys can fucking worry about that. That's fine. You know, and if that's naive of me, it is what it is. And we only live one life, and this life that we're living, I'm not going to spend it in fear. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You know, it's just, don't spend too much time of your day worrying about things that you can't change in the grand scheme of things. You know, you should worry about things that you can change locally. Change about yourself, change about your habits, change about, you know, your work and things like that, you know?
Yeah. I was going to tell you something. Oh, that's why I was telling Christian today. that he was like, "Mommy, can you believe that one day, like, oh, because he was saying, he was like, I don't even remember what he's like, I don't even remember what grandpa sounds like. Anyways, and he's like, can you believe one day, like, we're not going to be here anymore? And I was like, I know, it's so crazy, huh? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, that's why you always got to live life like, you know, give 100% all the time. You know how we're always telling him, like, school, soccer, whatever. I'm like, you always got to give 100% all the time. You always got to have love in your heart. You know, he's like, yeah, you're right, you know. And then he was saying, too, because, you know, how he showed us that video of, like, the domino effect or whatever.
No.
Remember when he was like, the girl went to the grocery store and the guy crashed into her?
Oh,
and they were all like, yes. So he was like, I told him because they scored one goal against them, but it wasn't Christian's fault. But at the same time, I was like, you need to help out.
Yeah.
When you see your teammates in trouble, like try to move in, try to go into the center, whatever. And he's like, I know, but he's like, it wasn't on my side. It wasn't my fault. You know, that's his thing right away. It wasn't my fault.
My fault, yeah.
And I'm like, I know it wasn't. I'm not saying it was your fault, but remember that everything has a domino effect. Like that thing that you showed me and Frank, you know? And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, and then I said, remember that, you know, how everything affects like everyone. I'm like, say you have the ball on your side, you do a short pass in the middle, someone passes it to someone else, they pass it to the other side.
Yeah.
And then the other team gets it and shoots. Like, yeah, it's not on your side. It's not your fault. But you made that first initial bad pass.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got passed to the other side. And then they shot. He's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, but I don't know if they're going to mess it up when I do it. I'm like, but you always got to be prepared. You always got to be prepared. And you always got to make the right pass, because that pass might have not been the smartest one. And it led to something else, you know? Yeah. And he's like, oh, you're right.
That's a very, very good point. I totally forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
But that does make a lot of sense. If you guys haven't seen it, I think
it's not a movie. It
was like a YouTube short.
It's like a 5-minute clip or something.
Was it called the domino effect?
I don't remember.
I think it was something like that. We'll ask C2, but I think on YouTube it was domino effect.
Someone who found money, a woman dropped money, found money. Then someone got in a car accident, and then she was the one and then someone dropped groceries. Then the person who got in the accident was the one who found the groceries that led this. And they're like, well, if Josh didn't drop the money and Karen didn't crash her car, then Josh wouldn't have got in an accident with Frank, and Frank wouldn't have met Ashley, and they would have never got married and had Christian or whatever, you know? And it was really cool, and he was really like, oh my God, like,
damn, you hit one with that.
I know.
That's good. That's a really good way at explaining it, you know,
because I was thinking about it when I saw him. He made a pass, and then like it led to like someone else having it, then another person, and then it went back to another person on that side. And granted, yes, you know, he made a pass, whatever. It wasn't his fault, but I'm just thinking of like the future, like, if you were to make that one pass and then it got to another team, whatever, you know, like that probably wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that led to it. Because he's like, it wasn't on my side. It wasn't my fault. Because he just automatically thinks like, if it's on the other side, like, you know.
It's not even in his.
It's not in my control. Like, I couldn't do anything. I can't just cross over to leave my position, you know. But so I told him, I'm like, well, you know,
and that also leans towards like just doing your best all the time.
That's why I said,
you know, you do the most you can, so you'll never feel that regret. Mm-hmm. Even if you do the best you can and something along the way down that path goes wrong, that's the most you could have ever done. But when you know in your heart that you didn't try your 100%, that holds on you, you know?
Yeah. That's why I told him, like, when he was like, can you believe we're not going to be here? I'm like, that's why you always got to give 100% everything you do.
Yeah.
Because one day you won't be here, you know? And he's like, and then I said, and have a lot of love. Always love in your heart. Don't say, because then he said, why is it bad to say hate? And then he's like, because sometimes I say, I hate my teacher. I'm like, no, hate, that's not nice. I'm like, maybe dislike. I know when you say you hate, like you're over exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
You
God,
don't
I
mean
hate
it.
this stupid homework or whatever. He doesn't say stupid.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, yeah, I guess. I'm like, you could say I don't like or I dislike. Like, but hate that's a really strong, or he said, why do they say hate is such a strong word? I'm like, because it is. You should never have hate in your heart, you know? And he's like, oh.
Yeah, because hate is the extreme opposite of love.
Yeah.
So that's like when you hate somebody, is that you don't wish any good on them at all. There's very few people that I hate, and I wouldn't even take it to that limit as hate.
I don't hate
You know,
anyone.
it's and if you really got down to it, like the nitty gritty of it, it's probably just like I really dislike you, and I just wish never to see you again.
Yeah.
It's never to the point where it's like I don't wish you existed. Like everybody that I would quote unquote hate, I generally just don't care what they're doing.
That's why I told him, I was like, yeah, you may hear me say once in a while, like, I hate this, I hate the rain, I hate the, you know, but I'm like, that's just me being exaggerating.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, you catch yourself sometimes saying like, you know, I'm like, but you should try to use the word less.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh.
I love how he asks us questions like that.
Sometimes he asks too many questions.
Sometimes he asks very dumb questions, and sometimes he asks like really like, wow, that's crazy. You would even want to know that.
Sometimes he asks me questions that I'm like, I don't know. Ask Frank.
Ask Frank.
I always
and then
say,
he
like,
comes to me with some crazy ass question. I'm like, shit, I don't know, but let's figure it out together, man.
I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know. Ask Frank. I say it a lot of the time. I'm like, ask Frank. I don't know. Ask him when we get home. That's a good question. Ask him. You know what they taught me at BMW school? If a customer asks you something like, oh, what is this button for? You say, I'm not sure, but let me find out.
Yeah, you got to find out. But sometimes he'll ask stuff like, hey, Frank, where's the juice at? I'm like, dude, look in the fridge, bro. Oh, things like that. But if it's something that he really wants to know about, I like that. I like when he shows knowledge in like anything.
Sometimes he asks things that go completely like over his head too. Like he'll ask me something and be like, what are you guys doing tonight? And then I'll be like, podcast. And he'll be like, podcast? Like he doesn't get it. I'm like, we're gonna do the podcast. And okay. Like, you know what I mean? He'll literally be thinking about it like, the podcast? Like, what about the podcast? I'll be like, what? About the podcast? I'm like, we're doing and he's like,
he pulls the big mic. He pulls a big shot.
Elaborate, Mom. Mom, you
shout out to my boy Big Mike. He literally told Ash, can you please elaborate on that?
Yeah. I'm like,
That's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good to use as much context as possible, but sometimes you're just like, oh, podcast.
I'm like, podcast.
I'll tell him that. Oh, what are you going to do tonight? Oh, podcast. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying that. But
no, I know. Yeah.
He's like, podcast. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I'm like, we're going to do the podcast. He's like, oh, like he did that today. I don't remember what it was, though. He asked me the question, and I told him the answer, and he's like, and I'm like, the whatever, and he's like, oh. I'm like, then today, because he really wanted boba, and I said, if you play good, I'll take you to boba. I'm bribing him. I don't care, whatever, it works.
It worked.
And he's like, okay. So then we're leaving the collection. I exchanged my shoes, and he goes, I'm like, oh, well, we're going to go to boba. And he's like, okay. I'm like, but you're going to go in by yourself. I don't want to get out. And he goes, only if there's a parking lot right in front where you can see me. And I'm like, no. How bad do you want podcast? He's like, so bad, more than anything. I'm like, then you'll get out. Did I say podcast?
Yeah.
I meant boba.
How much do you want podcast?
I knew. I meant boba. I said, how much do you want? Boba. He's like, I want it so bad. Okay, whatever. I'm like, okay, then you got to get out of the car and go. He goes, okay, fine. Luckily, there was a parking spot in front, so I was literally watching him the whole time.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and he took my card and everything. And so he pays for it, whatever. I see her hand in the receipt, and he needed a sign.
Shut up.
And he's like this with the paper and the pen, and he's like, he runs outside. He's like, what do I do? What do I do? Oh my god. And you know how on the receipt is like the total? It was like $10. So $10. Then it's like tip.
The tip, yeah.
And then it says total. And then whatever. And then there's like a longer line to write the total. He wrote Christian on the line. I swear to God. And then the bottom was the signature. My name was at the bottom. And I'm like, you sign right here. He's like, but don't I need to put the total or something? And then I'm like, yeah. And then I put like $10 and then I signed my name, but I left like the Christian.
That's fucking funny. You know why? Because like I'm trying to get him ready to, buy stuff. But I never show him that much. I showed him enough to, you order, or when they talk to you, give them this much money. That's funny. I'll work on that with him.
We need to, just like about being an adult, like when we go out, like how you order. Because then we went to, I forget where did we go to? Where were we?
Today?
Yeah, it was today. When I said, oh fuck!
You guys went to eat somewhere, but I forgot.
Mongolian, but that wasn't it. Because he was like, "I want it exactly how you make it," because we always get it and we share it or something. Yeah. But that wasn't it, because maybe it was last night. What did we get last night to eat? Oh no, that wasn't it. But anyways, he had to tell them like what they wanted.
The chicken fingers?
It wasn't that, but he had to like order, and I was like, Oh no! It was today. It was that we went to Dick's because he wanted to get turf shoes because they were gonna play on turf and his don't fit him, and he wanted to spend his money on it. And I was like, "Which ones do you like?" And he's like, "Those." And the guy's like, "Oh, are you guys doing okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can you bring us?" And I'm like, "Which ones do you like?" And he's like, "Those." And I'm like, "No, you gotta tell him. Tell him like what you want." And he's like, "These in a size 5.5." Like he's like telling, like looking at me, and I'm like, "No, you got to tell him." Like I don't know which ones you want, you know. And he's like, okay. Like he gets like like shy, you know. Yeah. But we have to show him more, like to do like adult stuff, like how to pay or like how to.
Even when we have him go inside and I tell him how many people we need for the table.
He's like holding the door for letting everybody walk in because he's so polite. Like holding the door and like 7 people walk in. I'm like, okay, well.
No one's telling him thank you. He's just like.
He's just holding it. And then there's that one person that's like, thank you, sweetie, go ahead. And then he'll finally go in.
And he'll just like wait on the side. And he's just waiting. Yeah. I say, dude, you have to go get in line and you have to tell them. But he's gotten so good at ordering though.
Oh yeah,
super good.
Because when we first met, he didn't do it.
He didn't order himself at all, and he didn't even know what he wanted, or he didn't even look before. And when the waiter would come, he would just be like, I don't know. I was like, just get chicken fingers or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But now he knows how to even order his own steak. Like he tells them how he wants the steak. Mm-hmm. So when they come to ask us what we want to eat, I always have him go first. And he just always is so good. He's just like, oh yeah, can I get this and this? And, all right, thank you.
Like today, I called GameStop because of his headset.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I'm like talking to the guy. Water?
Yeah, please, thank you.
I'm like talking to the guy, and he's like, I'm like telling him or whatever, and he's like... He's like looking at me and he's like, let me talk to him. And I'm like, no. And then I'm like telling him, I'm like, listen, so you know what to do. And then he's like, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your help. She's like, let me tell him. Let me ask him something.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm like, I'm sorry, hold on, my when I'm trying to play with my cousin Daniel, he's like, I can't hear him. But then when I play with my friend in another chat, I can hear him, and I just like I want to know why. I swear to God.
Oh,
I swear.
shit.
And then I showed him like because he wanted to keep talking, so I showed him the text from my friend Alex. It was like, oh, I'll just give you the adapter.
Yeah.
And I showed him, I'm like, yeah, it's like cool, like stop talking. You know? He's like, okay.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
He's a different kid now.
He
for
is.
Sure.
He's super mature.
And then even today, like at soccer, because someone else has to take him on Sunday, that one of the dads that like Paul, the one that does a lot of the stuff, he's like, oh, anyone will want to take him. He's like, don't even worry about it. He's like, Christian's such a good kid. Like everyone loves him. Like no problem, you know. And I was like, oh,
hell
you know.
Yeah.
They're like, he's such a good kid. I'm like, oh.
I love that shit because it actually shows, like, for one, it shows progression, you know, and for two, it shows that the effort is it's worth it. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be worth it.
No, I know, but
to be a parent is one thing, but to take it that step further and to prepare your child for like what the future has to hold, but at a way younger age than we even learned it. You know, like we're giving him gems that he's going to be able to use. You know how we wish right now, oh, I wish I could go to high school. I would do it this way. I'm trying to tell him everything that I've learned and felt since then, so he can be like, damn, when I get into I told him the other day, I was like, dude, are you going to go to the dances when they have them at school? And he's like, no. I said, do you have to, bro? I was like, that's one of the biggest regrets I ever have, that I didn't go to that stuff.
We'll make him go. Well, he has to go.
I said, dude, you'll have a good time. Yeah, I said, dude, we'll drop you off in the car or whatever, bro. We'll take your boys. It's all good. Like, you go and you'll have fun because you'll have fun. You'll be with your friends and then you'll be hanging out. And of course, some girls are going to come up. Hey, Christian, you want to dance? And you're just like, okay, you know? When they dance, they dance. Yeah. Like, they go in, especially at the wedding. Yeah. Remember, they were just grooving it up.
Oh my God. I'm going to tell you something so fucking funny. I'm not even going to drop names or anything, though, because he'll get mad. But oh my God. You're gonna die.
We're gonna have so many clips from this.
I know. So
watch the episode.
So like he said he was talking to his aunt, whom is like what? She's like your age, like 33.
I think she might be a little older. Yeah, 33 or 34, something like that.
Really?
I'm pretty sure she's older.
Anyways. And I guess like because she just got out of like a long relationship, whatever, long-term relationship, and she's like she spent a lot of time with Christian, you know, and they were eating, and I had to go. It was after work. It was like I think it was Thursday. Or Thursday. It was Thursday. And I had to go pick him up. They went out to eat. So I went to go pick him up. He's like, Mommy, oh my God, I have to tell you something. I'm like, what? He's like, she has a crush on someone. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, yes. He's like, yeah. So I was giving her advice. He's like, I was giving her advice, and she was like, okay, mijo, tell me. Like, she's 34, Christian's 11. He's like, yeah, when you wear like skinny jeans, don't wear anything but Vans with the skinny jeans. She's like, okay, whatever. And he's like, yeah, and she's listening to all this new music that she doesn't listen to. And he's like, she's listening to like love songs. He's like, and when I used to like this girl, he's like, I used to listen to the same songs and just lay on my bed. And I used to think about, and I used to listen to those songs too. And I'm like, and I was like, wow. Heart. He's like, yeah, she's in love.
What the fuck?
I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, did you ever do stuff like that? I'm like, all the time.
I'm fucking dead. Oh my God. Did he tell you which girl it was?
No. Yes, he did. He did. But that's mom and son.
Okay. Shout out to you, C2. That's funny.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely going to be prepared for all these little hoochies. He's already getting put on game.
But he knows he's good. He tells people because he texts like friends from my cell phone, girls, boys, whatever. And like he knows, he gets a vibe from girls if they're like he knows they like him because he sees them at school or whatever, and he'll tell them like, yeah, I just like I really need to focus on soccer.
I'm too
and
busy.
School is like my parents are really on me about school, and like he said today he's like, I really want to get a soccer scholarship. This
No
and
shit.
I swear, and I'm like, if you just need to keep it up, keep doing what you're doing. He's like, I really want to, and I'm like, trust me, the girls will be there forever.
Forever.
They'll be there forever. And if you think about it, like I was single, or like I was like not married for 20. We got married when I was 27.
Uh-huh.
I'm 28, almost 20. Will be married for longer than I was ever single.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like we'll be married for longer than 27 years, you know, as long as I'm still alive or whatever. But like, I'm like, the girls will be there. They'll come. Like, don't be in a rush at all.
There's going to be at least 25 to 30 years that you're just going to be able to do whatever you want. You know, he's definitely, and that's what I tell him too. I'm like, bro, you need to just focus on yourself and you grow. And when you become like, when you start becoming a man, then you can start doing stuff like a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's crazy. It's like, I want him to live his life on the stages that they need to be lived in. You know, I feel that your crazy time should be like 20 to 26.
Yeah.
20 to 26. If you're doing it before then, you're wasting time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your life isn't.
If you're doing what before then?
Just like living older than you actually are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know some people feel like, you know, I partied way too early or I partied way too late. You know, there's certain span of times that I feel that things should be experienced by, because even when you're a child and then you start getting into a teen, that's like chapters of your life beginning and ending. You know how like a season of a show, something always begins and ends. It's not just like a big ass. It's not just the next episode, you know, something always, Rick dies or something like that dramatic happens. You know, when you change from a child to a teenager, that's one life, a teenager to, and then I feel there's the times when you're still trying to discover yourself, when you're just like 16 to 19, you know, those few years, you're just trying to figure out, oh, what kind of car do I like? What kind of girls do I like? Am I into being a troublemaker, or do I want to have good grades? Am I athletic? You know, and that's why I want him to focus on those kind of things.
Yeah.
And see how much his devotion is to soccer. Because if he really wants to do it, like fucking let's hammer it out. And for his whole high school year, that could be the goal at the end.
Well, it has to, but it's not only him, it's parents too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the parents need to invest and like understand that it's a lot of time, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of, you know, and like fortunately for us, like neither of those are really an issue, you know? Like his team now is expensive. Like it's really expensive. And it's not just like you're like right away. It's like every little thing, like not necessarily like you have to pay for like this tournament, or you have to pay for like this fee.
Something
or this,
always
like,
comes up.
Something comes up, like, you know, state cup, like we're going to be like 3 hours away. So why are we going to come back that's 6 hours a day. Like just going to stay there. We have to pay for a hotel. Like that's not free, you know, like things like that or whatever. And like time, like we have to always put in time, and like not only practice with, let him practice at practice, like we got to take him out and just keep him always like busy practicing, always thinking of soccer or whatever, you know, I don't know. But
just doing something. I think as long as he's doing something, whatever it is, as long as it's not bad, like we're going in a good path. You know, because there is those people that the kids who have the disconnect from their parents, where the parents have no idea what they're even
And I feel
doing?
like that's a lot of like might be some of his friends, you know,
Yeah.
where they don't at least some of the girls that he
Oh, they
in
have
his
to be.
group,
Yeah.
you know, like because there's a group of kids that went from that same or elementary school that moved to that middle school.
Yeah.
That, you know, when you move, you transition from the elementary to the middle school, it's like there's all new people, but then there's some of the kids that you went to school with last.
You're gonna gravitate
So you're
towards
just
them.
yeah, you're like, I already know her or
Yeah.
whatever. So that group, it's like some of those kids and girls, you know, like I know for a fact that
I think they're just not as fortunate as Christian is.
their parent, like, they let them walk home, and like, not that walking home is a bad thing, but like personally, I would never let Christian walk home. I just wouldn't. I know you walked home from school.
I wouldn't want him to.
I wouldn't allow.
I wouldn't want him to, because from when I was his age till now, the world has changed.
Oh yeah.
So he's gonna be like under our control until he's able to be under his own control, and that's not gonna be until we feel he's comfortable with.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's ready for that.
No.
Like, especially because there was a few days ago where, not a days ago, it was like maybe a month or two ago, where like the whole school district, which is like the parent, like, you know, there's probably like 7 schools, all the parents got an email and a phone call too, saying that like one kid leaving a certain school, it wasn't Christian school, but a school in the school district, was like they grabbed him.
Yeah,
he was
they
on
tried
a
to take
bike.
him.
They tried to take him, and he like let loose or whatever, and like booked it and whatever. Went to the school and was like, "Someone tried to grab me." Whatever. Like, that's fucking scary. Like, that's so scary. You know,
To
like,
even think that
I'm
it
not
happens
ready
in the
for-
town.
Yeah, in Thousand Oaks, the safest,
Yeah.
you know, safest city, but yet there was still a mass shooting. You
Yeah.
know, like whatever. But you know, it's scary. And I'm not even ready for him to do stuff like that, you know?
No, like even now, I don't know about you guys watching right now. Christian's 11 years old. He doesn't go to the restroom unless there's an adult present, unless he's with Daniel and we can see like the restroom.
Like, we're in like
area.
Like, literally we could walk for a couple feet, you know?
It's not, we won't let him, we won't just go to McDonald's and say like, oh, run inside, go to the
Yeah,
restroom.
no.
No, I'm always with him all the time, because how things are
of the
nowadays.
world, not because of we're helicopter parents, or like because we, you know, sometimes I feel like maybe I suffocate him, but like not to the point. He even asked me today, he was like, would you let me go to the mall by myself with my friends? I'm like, no, I would never drop you off and be like, see you later. No. He's like, no, I mean, like, you could stay at the mall and then you would say like, okay, I'll meet you back here at 10 o'clock. I'm like, 10 o'clock? Are you crazy? He's like, I mean 10 in the morning. Because his brain doesn't even think like
he doesn't know what time is.
Yeah, he doesn't even think like 10 p.m. Like, because he knows his bedtime is like 9 p.m. You know, like he doesn't even think. He's like, no, I meant like 10 in the morning. Like, the mall opens at 10. Like, he doesn't get, you know, he doesn't. He's still innocent and young at heart. And I'm like, oh yeah, if I was at the mall, like his school had a function. I went with him and all his friends were there. There was no parents there. There was like maybe 3 parents like sitting.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, he goes to school like kind of close to like a shopping center. So I'm just going to drop him off for an hour. I'll go to the shopping center that's across the street.
Yeah.
And then I'll come back. I was like, call me when you want me to come back and pick you up. It was like literally on the dot an hour. He's like, Mommy, can you come get me? I'm like, okay, I'll be right there. You know, like he was waiting in front. Like, you know, he's just like.
Even those things are, we have to find a way that we can give him his own freedom with us still watching him. Like, even when we went to the fair, you know, we would just say, go ahead, guys. As long as we can see them, you know, 20 feet away or whatever, it's not like you're with your parents.
Right.
It's like you're doing your own thing. And if we did see him with a friend's talking,
we're not going to
just
go up and be like,
we're not going to be like, who are you? What are you doing?
Who is this?
No, because we realize that like he's a young kid and he's just having fun. And we want to not only have him have fun, we want to have fun with him.
Yeah.
That shit's so fun. Like, even when we went to Warped Tour, like, that shit's fun. You know, kids, we're having all fun together. I want to have fun with him. I don't want to, the only things I want to come down on him on are things that will eventually hurt him in the future. and things like cleanliness or not picking up after yourself, like that's an unattractive quality that somebody can have in the future, and you're
I'm
just like,
messy, but whatever. I'm mixy.
my baby's mixy, but you know what I mean, like girls don't want to be with a dude whose room's fucking a mess. And it's just like she'll probably want his room to be a mess, but it can't. You got to be crispy and have it clean. And
Yeah.
he's like, Frank, look at my outfit, and he took off his sweater and he showed me today.
Yeah.
I said, damn, you look
Yeah,
good,
and
dog.
this fool, it's pouring rain outside, and he's like taking off his sweater. I'm like, dog, just put the sweater on.
Flexing,
It's cold.
flexing.
But even then, like, if we were to drop him off or whatever, but he's I trust him. He's a good kid. I know that he would never do any, like, he knows right from wrong immediately. He'll say stuff about like kids on his team, like cussing, like, and I'm like, whatever, as long as you don't do it, like, who cares? You know, like, you don't need to cuss for what? Like, who cares? Like, when you're older, you can make that decision. But like in our house, like, you're not gonna cuss, which is funny because he knows, and he'll be like the last one, freak the babe. Like, he knows, like, freak that. He'll say like freak that or whatever, which is like
funny.
And he's getting to the age where it's like the kids are transitioning from like elementary, where they like don't say bad words, to middle school. Then high school, all they're gonna say are bad words, and like
I didn't cuss in front of my parents until pretty old.
Yeah.
It was just a thing, it's going to come to the point where he knows, like, when you're around people that you need to show respect to, like elders, don't be cussing. But if you're with your friends and you're like whatever in the and just hanging out and shit, like, oh, you're fucking dumb or whatever, whatever, kids are gonna be kids.
Yeah.
But it's just as long as they know the respect part, because the worst thing is when you're out eating and there's some kids being disrespectful, and you're like, and I'll show Christian, I'll be like, dude, these kids are rude, huh? He's like, yeah, God, they're so rude. I'm like, good. That that's rude, that's so good, because I never want you to be that kind of kid,
Yeah. Yeah, there was a kid today that was at the mall, and he like grabbed his dad, and he's like, no, and like threw his dad's hand, and he was like 10.
No way.
And then Christian was like, oh my gosh, and he's like, what the heck? Like, he looks at them crazy, and he's like, and the dad didn't do anything. He was like, all right, guys, like, do you want to go? And I'm like, oh my God. Like, and Christian's like, why do kids do that to their parents? And he like grabbed my hand. He's like, I love you so much. And like kissed my hand, and he's like, I would never do that to you.
Damn, he has so much more honor than some other people. Than grown men. He is.
We invested a lot of work and time in him, and he just turned out so good.
It fucking worked.
He's like the perfect child.
He's like my homie. Like, I like doing shit with him. Going
Me
to
too. I'm like, we're gonna go to
wherever.
the mall. He didn't even get anything at the mall. Like, I'm like, oh, do you like this? Do you want this? And he's like, like, he's just like, whatever, doesn't care. And then when we're going back to the car, thank you for taking me to the mall, mommy.
Yeah,
like,
he says thank you. I'm like, that's so tight.
He just said thank you for taking me out. Like, he doesn't even care. And then he's like, what are we gonna do when we get home? I'm like, probably eat and like chill. And he's like, okay, I'm probably just gonna play Fortnite. I'm like, okay, babe. He's whatever you want.
He seems at least 15. How he acts. I didn't act that way probably till I was like 15. Yeah. I was still a kid. Around my parents, I was still a kid.
I never cussed around my dad.
No,
to this day. Obviously, he's been gone for
no way.
It'll be 8 years this year in August.
Yeah, August.
Yeah. I never cussed around my dad, but like my mom, different story. Well, it's just because my mom was just like, she would cuss around us, and my dad would just be like, never say anything. So I was like, I had the respect. You know?
As long as you know that,
yeah,
the respect part of it. That's
maybe
good.
I would say like hell or something. Yeah. What the hell?
I think even Christian would know the right time to cuss around us, because he's almost done it before, and it's just like funny because he knows that it's funny in that situation.
But
Like
he
even
doesn't.
like freak the babes. Like
He
he knew.
he has like another word for cuss words though, like what the F, like
Yeah.
freak, and then like what the hell, what the heck, or
What the
like
heck? Yeah.
he's like
Shoot. Yeah.
yeah,
Shoot.
or shoot, like he's funny, he's really funny. I mean, the last video, I think a lot of people,
Yeah, if you guys didn't watch it, you got to go watch that one.
Yeah.
Episode 30 with C2. Like, we don't put him up to anything. All we do is just say, like, all right, you ready, dude? Here, just make sure that you don't eat in the microphone, and make sure when you talk inside the microphone, and that's it. Like, all of that personality, that's 100% him.
He's funny.
And it's tight because he's becoming somebody that, like, when he gets older, it's not we're gonna be like spread apart. We're gonna be like even closer, I feel.
I don't think he understands like how cool he is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he understands, because like when he goes to school and he sees like kids, like they're like 8th graders. Like today he saw a kid and he was like bigger, and he said hi, and he was like, Christian. Like, I don't think he understands, like he's such a cool kid. Like
No
he's so
shit.
he's all around like a good kid. Like he has good grades right now. Before he didn't, but he has good grades
He
now.
worked on him.
He's good at he's athletic, you know, he's handsome.
He's fucking big.
He's big. Yeah, I don't think he understands like how cool he is. Like, I think he knows deep down, he's like, I'm cool, like whatever, but he doesn't understand like that, like girls like him, and like he's just like, oh yeah, she just said like whatever, like this, and I'm like, dog, she likes you, or you know, like he's like, oh yeah, whatever, like she texts me, he's like, but I don't, and he pays no, he's like, I don't want that, like I don't really care, I don't care, I just, he's like, and then this like soccer, his scrimmage was canceled, and he's like, oh, like he's not like, yes, I could stay home and play for, and he's like, oh man, like I really wanted to play soccer, you know, like he's just a good kid. He's like, he's perfect, you know.
That's what I'm saying. I can't wait till he gets older so we can start experiencing older things, you know. Like I think it might even be to the point that this year that maybe me and him can go on a trip, like to one of these shows, because we're already old enough. I feel he's old enough where he'll never tell me like, Frank, I want to go with my mom. Like not something bad on you.
I know.
But it's like we're never not having fun where it's to like, I don't even want to be around you anymore.
He's not like into like all day at the shop, like, you know, like sitting there, because he's not doing anything.
Yeah, because I don't like that either. The only times that we do that is when we have to do that. But it's whenever we do fun stuff, we'll just go to like, you know, just even anywhere to go. When we went to Best Buy to get the camera right here, that was fun, just hanging out right there. And I was asking him questions, and I was recording him, and he was like, oh, what's up, guys? We're right here.
He's so good at that. He's like, all right, guys, so unfortunately, this is the end of the video. Oh, sadly, this is the end of the video.
Hell yeah.
But you know what he really liked? He really liked Hawaii.
Yeah.
We should go again next year.
We should. I want to take Daniel, because I think that him and Christian, they would have like a dope ass experience too. Mm-hmm. You know, because there's times that we wanted to like be together and he was just on his like on the laptop. I'm like, it would be dope if he was just experiencing that with a friend,
with someone,
you know, and his closest friend is Daniel, you know, and we'll go to a luau or something, you know. He's not understanding the whole value of it at that time, but at least he'll have his friend there to be like, oh, look at oh, look at her butt or whatever. Or when we're the boogie boarding, you know, things like that. Because
but even though he didn't have someone,
he was fucking having, he can have a blast by himself.
Even if we say like, all right, like we go to Hawaii, whatever, let's just go to the beach. If we're bored, we'll go to the beach. And he has a blast. He loves the water. He had a blast. Yeah. He even said, he's like, I'm moving here when I'm older. I'm like,
imagine that. I tell him, I'm like, dude, you can have anything you want. Imagine if in the future he just has a pad in Hawaii. Hey, Christian, you think we could stay at the house for a weekend? Yeah. But yeah, shout out to C2. He's such a good son, man. He he's fun to be around, and he's a respectful kid, and he already knows right from wrong.
Yeah.
And he's just turning out to be something that like I hoped for. I was hoping that we would get to this point where we would all just be so close together. I could, like, sometimes I'll go up there at nighttime and we'll just be hanging out. Like, he'll be, hey Frank, you want to hang out and watch me play? Like we were hanging out the other night. It might have even been last night. I told you, I was like, sorry, babe, I was upstairs with C2. and you're like, I don't even care. So I chilled for like 5 minutes and then I went back up there.
Sorry, babe, that I'm not here. I'm like, okay.
So I went up and we just kicked it in. And he was just playing Fortnite. It's tight. We're doing good, baby. You're killing it. You're the best mom ever. I love you, baby. Well, let's call it. That's it. I don't know if we can top that. On that note, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I'm super excited for the podcast. And
I'm out of wine. I need more wine.
Ash needs more wine. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. I want to put a lot of effort into it. And it's fun, right? Just having these times, and just even tomorrow, if everything works out, Ryan's gonna come through. Rywire, we're gonna hang out, and it's gonna be a good time, man. It's really good to have deep conversations because our days go by so quick that we really don't have much time to just sit and chop it up.
Yeah,
and chop it up for like over an hour and a half probably now.
1:52.
We're almost 2 hours into it.
How do you know if it's still recording the red?
Yeah. So, shout out to all you guys. Thank you for your support. If you enjoy it, just tell somebody, put a friend on. I mean, I put so many people on the podcast.
Yeah.
You put me on to podcast. It's like, that's what's dope about podcasting is it's so new now that it's still like a network. Yeah. And in, I don't know if I told you that in February, I'm going to be doing a podcast. Yeah. There's this podcast, The Parables. A guy from the car community, he does a podcast, and Big Mike was on it, and it's a really good podcast. And
that's cool.
I always want to support that kind of stuff because this is what I'm this is what I'm feeling that's fun right now.
You're always it's always something.
There's always something exciting going on, huh?
It was Huffy Talk, now it's this.
It was vlogging.
Yeah. And you need to get back into vlogging.
I think that too, since we're gonna
camera.
Yeah, we've got the camera. Tokyo. We're gonna be able to get at least 3 or 4 vlogs out of that one.
It's better to just get as much footage, upload as much as you can.
Just fucking do it.
You know why? Because sometimes I'll find like a gem of a YouTuber. I'm like, man, I fuck with this YouTuber. And then I'm just like binging, like watching video after video. Like, who knows? Someone can find you and be like, damn, I really like him. I'll just keep watching his videos over and over,
You're right. And that's how it grows. And it's just, I think that we have the personalities, and we mean well. For whatever message it is that we're putting off, it always means well. So hopefully if somebody gets some positivity out of it, our intentions are always good. That's what I mean. So yeah, I appreciate you. It's like, it like motivates me to want to keep doing it.
But who told you to get the equipment?
You did. I said that before on a previous podcast. Like you didn't even trip. I was like, babe, I want to start podcasting. This my buddy showed me all these links. Christian, shout out to Christian Loza from Can I Beat.
It was a little pricey.
Yeah. I got everything that I needed, and I had two mics before, and then she's like, just get another one, because if another person comes, and that's helped out a lot because I've had Ross and Prep here, Brandy and Nick Jackson,
me and Christian,
then, C2 and you, and just like it's dope to have 3.
You should do a podcast just you and Christian.
I think I might, maybe soon, because I've been thinking about it.
He's really good with the camera.
He is.
If he doesn't become a professional soccer player, his next thing will be like a model. Something like TV. I wouldn't want him to be like famous or anything, because I don't want him to be like.
He's gonna be the cool dude.
I hate when people like attack people and I couldn't handle all that. But whatever. But he's so, I don't know. Anyways.
I think that would be dope because tomorrow Ryan's gonna come and more than likely he's gonna come earlier in the day. So maybe me and C2 could knock one out, and then I'll have all the media ready. So when we're in Japan, we're already gonna be ahead. And
you could just schedule them.
Yeah, I could schedule them ahead of time. I just have to upload them. So yeah, I'm excited, babe. And I, if you can, I just want you to hold me to it. Like I want to just be like vlogging and shit and keep it moving because that was so fun.
Yeah.
And it actually captured a time in our life, and even though it captured a lot of moments that like
we wish weren't.
We weren't in that situation. Or people or whatever. Like they weren't involved in that memory.
Right.
But either way,
but
at that time,
don't regret it. But
I don't regret it because at that time we were having a great time. No matter if we're cool with them now or whatever, but it's now I feel we're at the best we've ever been, and we should be documenting this.
Yeah.
And whether it's through podcasting, maybe we could just do one so often.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes it is hard to have a guest come through, and we always have just good conversation together.
You have me to fall back on.
Always. That's why I married you, baby.
To fall back on?
No, to be there to have me, to catch me when I fall. I'm a fucking master manipulator.
Yeah, whatever. Dog-like senses.
Dog-like senses.
You should tell that story.
Right now?
Yeah.
You want to keep it going?
2 minutes.
Okay. It's not a 2-minute story. This is a little good.
No, it's like a good story.
All right. You're probably gonna need to jump in.
I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
Because I'm not even sure how it happened, but at the beginning of our relationship, we would beef over some shit just because
over nothing.
It was stupid shit. It was things that I was stubborn about, things that she was stubborn about, and it was just like we were just hitting heads because we're two single people, and we're from different cultures too, and we're just like, how are we gonna make this work, you know? And it wasn't meshing. And at that time, the type of person that I was a real cancel culture kind of person. Is if I had a beef with somebody, it was like, but you don't even exist in my life anymore. And
I don't even remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was about. But
this is like not a different word for not motivation, but like hope. Pretty much hope.
Yeah, hope, because if you're in a situation like this,
you can get through it. It's just like there were things that we would fight about that was like. It was crazy, and there was some times where I would like vent to my friends, and they would be like, "He's not the one for you. Like, you gotta let him go. Like, he doesn't care, you know, like whatever." And I'm sure maybe you would tell your friends, and they'd be like, "Nah, she's fucking crazy or whatever," you know, like.
Yeah.
But you know, some of my friends will be like, "Man, we just don't agree on this." And I'm like, "Dude, Frank and I were the same, and now we're like inseparable."
That's the kind of friend you need around.
Yeah.
Because if you believe me or not, like, I would never tell my friends anything. I would always, like, if I did, it was very, very vague. Like, oh, she's tripping over something. We're not, all right, cool, you know?
Yeah.
But I always dealt with that shit myself because I knew I didn't want to give anybody the right to even say anything negative about you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was just like, I never wanted somebody to be like, damn, I don't want to be him right now, you know, because I've been through that. I've given people that power before where it kind of like made me sad, and it was visually sad, and people from work, they knew that I was sad or whatever, you know. I'm like, fuck that. I wasn't trying to give that power to anybody else.
Yeah.
But
I've been in situations where people are like, no, like you got out of like a shitty relationship, like two before you, like 2 shitty relationships, like what are you thinking, you know, like plus I was going through so much shit, like and that's probably what made us like one of the reasons that made us beef a lot was that I was going through shit that I was just so unhappy with myself that like we would fight or whatever, you know. But we were fighting for who, I don't even know why.
Yeah.
Don't remember why. It was just something we disagreed on. And when we would disagree on something, it would become something so crazy that we wouldn't talk for like a week straight.
Yeah, and most of that was my fault because I was just a stubborn person, and I was just like, all right, you want to act like this? Like, this is what it's like without me. I think that's kind of what I was doing. Like, if that's what you're cool with, this is what it's like, but if not, like, let's try to work it out. And it's all ego, you know, it's not the best way, but I think I think we both grew at the same time, that we needed to grow at that same speed as well. We had to realize that no matter if I showed it or not, like that I didn't feel right. I missed you. But I was like, I can't do, like, if this was a sign from something that I've had happen before, you know what I mean?
It was like a trigger.
It was like a trigger, and I'm like, one side of me is like, dude, you're gonna fuck, this is what happened last time. And the other time is like, yeah, but this person isn't that person. So it's like conflict, you know? And that's just me trying to deal with it, and the only way I know how to deal with problems is just to do what you have to do and go on. You know? And whether it wasn't the right decision or not, that was that was my defense mechanism that I had. Yeah,
but I think that it's good because it brought us to where we are now. You know? But we fought over something, and I was moving. I was in the middle of moving from, I lived here in Oxnard. Right? Or was it when I moved from my apartment?
Your apartment?
No, I think because I was moving into Mel's house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was moving out of Oxnard, so I lived in. I
think you just moved in there.
Into Mel's.
Yeah.
No, because that wasn't the story.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I lived in an apartment in Simi Valley, and I had to move out because it wasn't ideal for us anymore. I had to move out. It was too much money, whatever. So I moved to a house here in Oxnard because, like, rent out here is much cheaper than Simi Valley where I live. And so I moved to Oxnard, and then that wasn't working out. I just didn't like my living situation. It was weird. It was just like, I didn't like it because I had a roommate. Whatever, it got weird. So ended up moving. I lived there for like 2 months. Like 2 months, but it felt like 2 years. It was bad. It was just, I was always unhappy. Christian didn't like going there, whatever. So we ended up moving out, but I was moving into my friend's house, and the person, like, she was renting a house, so I was going to move into the house with her and her daughter, whatever. And her brother lived there at the time, but he was getting ready to move out too. So her and I drove the same car. And you and I had gotten into an argument that night, but I wasn't living there yet. But I was moving my stuff into the garage so that, because I was already moving out of my house in Oxnard, I had just left some stuff in the garage. And you had known, like, oh, she's moving into that house. You had been there several times because it was my friend's house, and we had been there together. So he like kind of knew where it was, but I had led him there from like my old apartment in Simi or whatever. I don't know, but you didn't really know the address, the directions, whatever.
But I decided that
But I wasn't. I was okay. Go ahead.
I decided that, like, we needed to fix whatever this.
So it had been like a few days that we had talked, but we'd never broken up through this whole process, like through all of, right? Did we ever break up?
If we did, it was like very early.
Yeah, I don't think the first time we did was like but we had never said, like, besides that time, like, oh, it's done, over. Like, we were just like, we need some space from each other. Like, we need to not talk. We need to figure things out, right? Am I wrong?
I think that, I mean, it was so unclear that like.
Actually, I do remember it was really unclear that it was like, are we together? Are we not? Like, do we? It
got to the point where it was like deleted Instagrams. And that's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. But, yeah, but it was very, like, there was no closure or anything, so it was very, not. Like, are we together, are we not, what are we doing, do we start just, like, talking to other people, or, like, stuff like that, which I never did. I was just like, I don't know if we're together, like, I don't know, I'm gonna give it, a week or so, or two, because it had already been some time, whatever, anyways. So it had been a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was it was enough time for me to be like, it could have been just like that. I was like, fuck this, it's not even worth it.
Mind you, you were always the one to initiate, like, I'm not gonna do this. Like, I'm not, whatever. Like,
Diva.
you know what? I can't even, like, I can't deal with this. I have so much going on. Mind you, I was going through a lot. And he would be like, I don't even, I can't deal with this, whatever. Which is cool, whatever. And then I would just be like, okay. And when I would leave him alone, then he would be like, I kind of miss her.
My baby. I would listen to songs like Sue too.
So what happened? So
Cups of the rose.
So I didn't talk to him. I was like, I'm okay. I'm gonna leave you alone. Like, that's cool. Whatever. I'm going through my own shit. I gotta move. I'm moving, dog. Like.
Yeah. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I just dipsetted in the RSX. And that was when I had the fucking loud exhaust on it.
But we lived like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's significant. It's from Oxnard, and I was pretty deep in Oxnard.
To see
all the way to Simi Valley. It was probably 35 minutes.
No, it was like 45 minutes.
When the RSX, I was dip setting. I had the Buddy Club Spec 2 exhaust on it. Remember that one? And you could hear it from like mad far.
Anyways.
And I was just like, I was looking for the house. Like, hey. And I was just like, okay, last time we made a lap. And this. And I
Mind you, it was like 1 in the morning.
I didn't give a fuck. It was love,
1
baby.
in the morning.
It was love. I brought a boombox. I was gonna be like that. I feel so close to you right now.
Alright, get it.
So I text you like,
I'm outside of your house.
was that what it was?
You said, I'm outside. Hold on.
Go ahead, say it, baby, because I don't remember.
Like,
it made more impact with you.
You called me twice,
didn't
answer because I was asleep at 1 a.m.
Fuck that.
I turned my phone on silent. I never, ever, ever have my phone on loud unless Christian is not home. I always keep my phone on loud. If he's at his dad's house, then I'll keep it on loud. Whatever. So, he calls me, I don't answer. Twice, don't answer. He texts me, I'm outside of your house. I know it's your house because I see your car outside. Me and my friend had the same exact car. I don't know how he didn't put 2 and 2 together because he knew that.
I was all horny.
And then he goes, I found your house with my dog-like senses.
I said dog-like senses.
Dog-like senses. I'm like, who says that? For what? Because I ended up staying the night at a family member's house, in Thousand Oaks. So I was like, was sleeping. Like, Christian was with me. I'm sleeping, and I'm like, wake up for whatever reason because I'm not in my own home. So I'm like not sleeping good. So I wake up. And, like, Christian's next to me, and I, like, look at my phone, and I'm like, and this was, like, 2 hours later. And I'm like, oh, low-key, that's a man.
Secure the bag.
That's a man who found my house, my new house, with his dog-like senses.
Secure the bag.
And I'm like, but low-key, fuck.
We went through it.
And then I called you, and I'm like, I'm not there. I'm like, that wasn't my car. You're like, I was like, I'm not even there. You're like, I see your car. I saw your car, and I was like, that's Mel's car. Like, we have the same car. I'm not there. I'm over here or whatever. Like, we talked on the phone at like 3 a.m. And then I think the next day, like, we talked or whatever. But that happened a number of times. It wasn't 1 time. It wasn't 2 times.
Nah, it was probably like 10 times.
It was probably like 10 times.
Yeah.
But, you know, babe, you were very stubborn.
I was.
Like, super.
I was. Because I knew what I had to offer. And it was just like, I wanted to make sure that that's what I got. But I had to realize that I had to be that for that person.
Yeah, you were just like, if I would come over and we would argue about something that I was like, he's like, I don't like mayo, and I was like, well, I like mayo, and he's like, well, I don't, and I don't want it in my refrigerator, and I'd be like, well, I like mayo, so how are you gonna meet me in the middle? I want mayo. And he would be like, well, this is a deal breaker, and I'm not gonna have mayo in my refrigerator, so you either don't like like mayo, change how you feel about it, or we're not gonna be together. And then I'd be like, well, that's not fair. And he'd be like, life is not fair. And then I would leave and I wouldn't hear from him for a week.
Don't do
Thanks
that.
for listening, everyone. Until next time.
Come here, we gotta show him real love. Fuck. We could fucking make a movie.
7 years later, we're married.
Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Damn, you know how
It paid off.
you know how 3 women are so jealous right now? That's all I had before you, babe.
Aw.
3 babes.
Freak the babes.
Freak the
Alright, I gotta use the bathroom.
Later, guys.